Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're looking at a best of 3 played between Italy and Spain, also known as Cuxer, Arju, Dead Monster, and Team Queso's vk-sailen, Atomic and Demenza. Of course, there were other full Spanish rosters and full Italian rosters competing in this event, in this play-in for the Europe West qualifier. But I think that this is the number 1 roster from Spain and the number 1 roster from Italy going head-to-head in a best of 3. Now, we're on Dead Monster's perspective for this game. We have watched the Italy team before on my channel. We saw some of their scrims against Sandrock Gaming. They look very impressive, although they did end up losing, I think, 5 out of the 9 games played. I believe they scrimmed Sandrock one other time since then, and they were able to come out victorious in most of the games. So definitely hard work looks to be paying off for the Italians. And Team Queso, they are, of course, the favourites here. Top 6 team for the European RLCSX season, and we're going to be seeing them in just over a week in the championships. They'll start lower round 1 against Solary, so good luck to them there. Definitely having to split their attention between those 2 events, well, that one and of course this one. But as for Arju, Dead Monster and Cuxer, their RLCSX seasons have already finished, so they are putting all of their eggs in the IWO basket. They've been grinding hard for this, and let's see if their hard work pays off against one of the best teams in Europe. Definitely a stylistic mismatch, with Queso being all about the offense. And I would say, you know, from what I've seen out of these players and from what I've seen of their play together, a very defensive lineup of Italy here. Dead Monster certainly a very defensive player by nature. Cuxer likewise. And Arju maybe a bit more of a all-rounder, but definitely on board with the style that they're going for, which is all about the safe touches. That's not one of them though. vk-sailen's all over it. He's double touched it in, and that's a great shot because the backboard looked to be partially defended, but he sniped the one area that wasn't. Managed to catch up to the ball again. Already 1-0 up. That's a good kickoff there by Dead Monster. Finds Cuxer in the back corner waiting for the ball. Team Queso are all in defense, ready to defend this play, and Demenza will walk it clear. Look out for those corner clears that Team Queso will utilize. They're not afraid of playing off the wall, playing off the ceiling even in defense. This team's all about being as unpredictable as possible, and they're such a joy to watch, such an entertaining team with the style of play that they go for. Nice little team pinch there by Cuxer, Dead Monster. They both could see one another going for that, but they continued because there was a pretty clear route to team pinch it. Atomic's up for this, and he somehow double touches it safe. I don't know how he's avoided an own goal there. Also, even getting a touch in the first place. Huge 50-50 by Dead Monster. Wanted a bump on Atomic on the exit, but more landed on him and got a reset with not a lot of damage done. Arju stays airborne, makes contact to vk-sailen, and still air dribbles the ball somehow. That's going to allow Cuxer to make a play here. He's turned around and goes for the high center ball. But for now, Team Queso are keeping it away from the center of the pitch. They're looking for these clears to the side, and as they're all experts of reading wall bounces, they're going to be confident of any times that they can just ping the ball off the side wall, much like what we saw there. Team Queso are always up quickly for those touches. And there's the patented Queso double commit, something that they often go for. So you never know which one of them is going to be hitting the ball when they make those kind of plays. Dead Monster still waiting for a golden opportunity. Now here it is. Oh, he maybe got up a bit too quickly for that one. Would have liked to have more options when he arrived at the ball in terms of placement, as another double commit works out well for Team Queso. You can't really explain how they do it, but they consistently do it. They somehow double commit and always seem to come out on top. Oh no, that's a miss though. Demenza has completely missed the ball. It's 1-1. Okay, Italy back in the first game here. And another back right kickoff goes their way, but Atomic's able to stay close to that ball. A bit greedy there by Dead Monster, trying to chip it around him instead of playing for a more solid 50-50. High touch to the back wall by vk-sailen. Dead Monster clears to the side instead of going straight down the middle. Team Queso spreading out quite well here. That's a nice pass attempted by Arju, but Dead Monster only able to get a piece of it. Oh, what shot, vk-sailen. adding plenty of power to that pass out of defense. And a great pre-jump by Cuxer has Team Queso commit their third man to the play. Now a miss from Dead Monster. Arju still trying to stay goal side, but not a lot of boost for Italy to play with as time runs out. Overtime beckons in the first game, the also important first game of a best of 3. And Cuxer's been demoed in the play. Bit awkward for Arju, but he does extremely well, landing right behind the ball so that he can keep on going for those 50-50s. That makes life easier for his teammates. Not a nice bounce for them to deal with, though. That's a great bump, but no contact. The infield pass uncollected, and it will be game 1 decided in overtime. Now, talked about how important the game 1 is in a best of 3. It's also, has to be said, it's so important for a new team like the Italian team here. Queso have got the experience playing from behind, playing those series in competition, and no matter how many times Italy have scrimmed for this event, nothing will really be feeling anything like what they're experiencing right now. Dead Monster, awful landing there in the post. Not that he could do much about it, but a huge pre-jump denies vk-sailen's air dribble. Dead Monster preferring to go back instead of sealing that mid-boost. Always prioritizing the defensive play as another shot bounces through. And it seems like chances will come. Queso are letting the occasional clear bounce through. That's a double commit, and oh my goodness, Dead Monster's got the luckiest touch ever. Not to own goal, but also to somehow clear the ball that he was getting completely beaten to. Demenza wants a soft touch to the corner. Dead Monster tries the centre and the bump on the keeper. Good ideas here by Italy with their team bumps, or rather with their offensive bumps, I should say. And that's a brilliant dribble by Dead Monster. I think he's going to struggle to get around it, though, and Atomics read the pass off the near post wall quite well. Now Demenza dribbles one, but Dead Monster spaces effectively to challenge before the recovery. But he can't get past vk-sailen. Destroyed in the 50-50. No boost for Arju. Or actually, there was, but he decided not to go. And that made it very awkward for himself, having to read what was happening afterwards. Now Dead Monster wants anything but a centre ball for Team Queso. He's tried to block vk-sailen's entry. No such luck. vk-sailen arrives at the perfect time and secures game 1 for Team Queso. Close game and a bit of a scary game for the Italians because they were really struggling to get rid of Team Queso from their half. But let's see if they can turn things around. There's no more chances for them. They need 2 in a row if they're going to advance. Let's get into game 2. So we'll take a look at game 2 from Arju's POV. As already he's getting demoed before he can fully recover off the kickoff. Now remember that this is a series from the play-in to the Europe West qualifier. There are many stages to this tournament. This is the first for all the countries in the Europe West region. The already Team Queso are off to a great start. Dead Monster on the recovery from being demoed. Finds Arju. And Arju finds the back of the net. What a thunderous strike that was. And Team Queso committing their third man, as they so often do, leaves them with no defender for the hard clear. Now just to list off a couple of other teams that are in this qualifier, there's the Mark by 8 Spanish team. Mark by 8, of course, the one Spanish player. Oh, what a save and what a finish as well by Arju. He's got his second goal here. But yeah, Mark by 8's team. He's the Spanish player from Team BDS. He's, of course, got a threatening squad alongside him. There's the Portugal lineup, led by their all-star player. And we've of course got this Italian roster. We've got Astral's Belgium. There's a lot of teams in this Europe West qualifier, this Europe West section, that are very scary. And I think whatever team does make it through the top 4 to get into the Europe, Africa, Middle East regional final will be one of the favorites to take it all. They'll have been through so much to get there. This might be another one for Italy. It is. Demo leaves the net wide open, and Arju has scored his third goal inside 90 seconds. We're starting to see one of the reasons why Queso can be vulnerable. They press up so aggressively with their third man at times. Any kind of hard clear is as good as into the net. Well, that's a brilliant shot. Cuxter somehow knocks it off the post, and away it goes. Queso have come close 2 times now in this game. Scored neither of those times, and trail by 4. Cuxter air dribbling into a pinch, and look at the pre-flip from Arju. You know, they're definitely not outclassed mechanically here. Arju, especially in this second game, playing incredibly quickly. Now the back pass to Dead Monster. Not able to connect, but look at Arju's movement. That's smooth once again, and a confident clear straight down the middle as no one from Queso comes into contact with the ball. vk-sailen sitting deep. They've learned their lesson, but probably a little bit too late. And just I say that, there's no third man at home once again, and Arju scores 4. That's right. It's 5-0 inside the first half of the game. I love that Italy have just joined the TQ team once again. They don't care. They're saying, we are orange team. Well, it doesn't matter what you call it. We're going orange team. They probably got told by the admin to play as orange team for this match. And maybe somebody from Queso made the lobby. But yeah, it works out pretty well for them here. Defense has been extremely nonchalant for Queso at times. No respect for the hard clears, and really positioning has been a struggle for these guys. But full credit to Italy. They've not been in a lot of trouble like so many other teams are when they play against Team Queso. They're so hard to, Queso are so difficult to read that you might just overthink every single move you make when you play them. But Italy have really kept their structure. They've been communicating well. They've been following up on each other's touches. They've been passing, especially in the second game. And I mean, you can comfortably say now that they look like the better team. It's hard not to when they're winning by 5. But it's all going to come down to that last game unless Queso put together a miracle comeback. Even with their offensive prowess, a 5-goal comeback in 3v3 is pretty much unheard of. Very impressed with Arju's power clears in this game. Lovely technique with the last second dodge into the ball every time for maximum power. Queso, to the contrary, have been struggling with their hard hits. It's been a bit soft every time they've gone for a boomer into the back wall, which is not like them at all. At the same time, they have still had the finesse as another air dribble goes over the top. Oh, beautiful fake by Arju. He called for Dead Monster in on that. Dead Monster didn't commit, and they have been scored on. So I love that idea that Arju's went for, but it's difficult to communicate all that in such a short time frame. Dead Monster clearly wasn't ready for it. Maybe not ready for Team Queso to let it roll through. But Cuxer finds another open net from the halfway line, and the 5-goal lead is re-established. Just look at that scoreboard. It's been an absolute onslaught from Italy in terms of shooting percentage. We've got actually 3 shots for Arju, 4 goals, and it's a pretty good shooting percentage there. It's one of the reasons why shooting percentage isn't always the most accurate stat in a small sample size. But you can, for all the good things you can say about Italy's offense in this game and how clinical they've been, you also have to look at Team Queso's vulnerability defensively. They have not had a third man. They've not had any kind of coverage for the long shots, and the clears are going straight down the middle. And it's not just about the goalkeeping, it's also about looking out for the passing plays Italy are making out of defense, especially Arju. I think the most aggressive of the 3 players here. You've got to keep an eye on his redirect positioning, and that is not a scoreline you'd expect to see, but it's a real one, as Italy really dealing a heavy blow to Team Queso there. But we'll see if they can close it out in Game 3. It's the ace match in the IWO qualifier. Let's get into it. And we will go for Cuxer on the last game. We're going to take a look at one of each of the Italian players here. Like I said, they were kind enough to send us replays. It was Dead Monsters sent replays over of their scrims versus Sandrock Gaming. It was really interesting to be able to watch those on stream recently. Now here they are, showing all the results for their labor, and if one game is all you look at, you can clearly see they've, I think, improved significantly, because in their matches, in their games against Sandrock Gaming, they looked capable, but I don't think they looked anywhere near as organized as they do now. It's evident that Arju, Dead Monster, Cuxer have really been working hard to improve as a team. Cuxer unable to read the ceiling bounce there, but neither was a defender. Team Queso first to reach the ball and guide it away from danger. Cuxer wants the safe clear to the corner, but he does get blocked by vk-sailen there. Always interesting to see these camera settings from Cuxer, so unique and so different. Now there's always someone asking what camera settings they should use and trying to justify their ridiculous settings, but you know, as someone who's met Cuxer many times, I can tell you he is one of a kind. So what works for him will probably not work for you. That being said, it would be, I'm sure, entertaining to try. Oh, that's a great shot. Look at the strike from Cuxer. He read that ceiling bounce, and he's really done well with the finish. That was over the top of a goalkeeper as well. And now here he comes again. Oh, another great strike. Cuxer puts in a second. And that was an absolute classic from the Italian godfather of Rocket League. That last second dodge really disguising his intentions and maximizing the power on the shot. And for a player who was under question this season after being benched by Team Liquid, it's great to see him still putting in deep runs, making top 8 in a regional event at the end of RLCS Season X, and now looking good in the Intel World Open. And it's not a Mickey Mouse qualifier here. This is, I think, one of the tough ones. I'd say UK, EU West, France, probably Middle East. They're the four that I think will end up being the toughest qualifiers. I think that the best teams from Germany as well will also be in the conversation to do well, whichever team makes it through from Germany. But the overall qualifier, I don't think, has the same depth of talent, with the two expected teams making it through quite easily at the end of the day. Yeah, this one's stacked, and both teams, especially Italy, looking great in there. Atomic, flip reset, and the shot on target. It's off the post though. Demensa's right there with him. vk-sailen joins the fray. You know, that would have been one of those plays where I don't think the double commit really does anything for Team Queso, and it must sound ridiculous to hear me say this, but I've seen so many double commits work for them because they can figure out how to play well off the play. Other teams can't. This hasn't been one of those days. It's 3-0. Arju slams in a beautiful pass from Dead Monster, and Italy have had the synergy far more than the Spanish team today. Passing has been there. The rotation has been brilliant, and they haven't had any difficulties reading Team Queso. At least not compared to other performances I've seen against Team Queso recently. vk-sailen wants to get one back. He's unable to get the ball through. Cuxer as well, just deflecting the ball into his own crossbar to buy his teammates time to reposition. Such a strong position here for Italy. 2 games in a row they have utterly dominated, and it might even be 4 here. Dead Monster drills the shot top corner, and the whole squad is popping off. Clinical finishing from Italy. The synergy has been outstanding, and for a team who are so new to playing together, you have to respect what they're doing here, because Team Queso are a team who have given a really tough time to BDS on a few occasions. They've beaten Vitality. Like I said, they've beaten Solary. They've beaten pretty much all the top teams in Europe on various days, and they're really struggling here. 4-1. Maybe a late comeback is available. Cuxer all over Atomic's top corner shot. He just swipes it to the side. And again, buys his team so much time. Faith in Arju to back him up as well. That's exactly how you want to play as any player pressuring the ball. You know your keeper's behind you. Let it go through to him. He's got a better touch than you do. And that's, again, just another sign of Italy's synergy and all of their work they've put in, scrimming and practicing for this event, coming to fruition. Time really running out for Queso now. Italy just playing keep away. They're just trying to get the ball away from the center of the pitch. That's where Queso wants it. They want center balls. They want double touch opportunities. As long as Italy keep it to the side, that's not happening. One late chance and another goal actually for Queso. It's not over yet. Will they play for a cheeky kickoff strategy? Atomic could go for the demo and Cuxer here. It would be a great idea, and he does. Demenza comes in on the plate, but he doesn't get a solid contact on it. And honestly, I'm not surprised to see them go for this kickoff strategy. I've seen it from them many times before, especially in a pinch like this. But Italy have triumphed. They come out victorious, and spoiler alert, they did go on to win this qualifier. Or rather, I should say this play-in for the actual qualifier, because there were two teams, Italy and I think one of the Netherlands teams. Both, that's right, Netherlands are in this qualifier as well. I think I forgot to mention that. So it's a really stacked qualifier. So the Italy team and one of the Netherlands teams, I think it was those team, have both qualified for top 4 for the Europe West region. Now there's another qualifier. If you want to see the rest of the Europe West qualifier, it is on the 10th of June. So this week, I don't think that the sign-ups have been completed yet, but I'm sure Queso will be back. I think they're allowed to do that. I think you're allowed to play in both if you lose the first one. And they'll definitely be one of the favorites again. Maybe they'll have a better day. But the Italian team and the Dutch team who have already made it through qualifier 1 for Europe West, they will be playing against, or sorry, did I say it was the Netherlands team? Let me just check that. It might not be. I think there were 2 Netherlands teams. And they might have ended up playing against each other. A team called the Town Team have made it through. Who are the Town Team? Goodness me, I can't even find them in the team list. Well, whoever it is, they've made it through. So congratulations to them as well. It wasn't actually those team who qualified. They're going to have to try again. So good luck to them. We've got Acronics Portugal, Thos Netherlands. We've got Team Queso. We've got Mark by 8 as well. He's teaming up with Stake and Itachi. A really stacked event. Yukio's Austria. Ivan in there as well. A lot of very, very good teams. And only 2 more of them will be able to progress to play for that one spot. And they'll have to go up against Italy to get that one spot from the Europe West region. But yeah, look out for the Intel World Open qualifiers happening all throughout this week. I don't think that any of them are being streamed by a tournament by the tournament organizer themselves, but the players themselves are sometimes streaming them. So just head over to Wikipedia, head over to the Rocket League Esports Reddit. I'm sure you're going to find out all the info you need. But yeah, good luck to Cuxer, Dead Monster, and Arju in the closed qualifier as they vie for the top spot, the only spot for the Europe West region in the main event in the finals for Europe, Middle East, Africa. Now that's all we got time for today. I'll probably be posting a few more of these videos in the coming week after the rest of the qualifiers have been completed for the IWO event. But if there's any teams in particular you want to see and any qualifiers that you want to see me cover, then let me know. I'll see if I can get my hands on the replays. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.